Hi, it's the Constant Angler. Thanks as always for your support, it's really appreciated. In this video you'll see me float fishing for mullet in a river, and you'll see me catch a nice fish of around £3.
Right, let's show you even my setup for the day. So I have, if I turn it around this way you'll be able to read it. I'll put my hand there, it'll definitely focus. Drennan Alkalite Plus 13 foot. Beautiful rod, decent price, but you can get pricier, but a very well recommended rod. You could use the standard and not the plus, but you don't want the ultra, that's for fine tackle. You could get one longer or shorter. 13 foot is not too unwieldy here. I've got people behind me so I can cast better with a shorter rod here. Coupled to that, I've got my old Shimano Stratic 2500. The reason I love these reels, and a lot of mullet anglers do, is mullet are very powerful and they go on good runs. And I've got a fighting drag here, so I can adjust the drag in an instant. That's the plan. On there I've got a 5 pound Drennan float fish, and on here, if I can show you, I can get it to come into focus, I've got a Dave Harrow number 2 truncheon waggler. Now why have I got a waggler? Well, there's a bit of wind here today, it's blowing up the river. I want a bit of control, so the length of the waggler will help sink that down a bit. I'll put most of the bulk around the waggler. As the tide gets deeper I'll have to move that up very carefully. I've got some shot just above a link swivel here, which is another Drennan product, and then I've got some power reflow trace here, about 2 foot, something like that, and that is 5 pound or near enough as well. I could go lighter, but I haven't got any. And on the end of it, I'm trying a different hook today. I've got a Drennan surface floater hook. It's straight point, it's a bit heavy duty, but mullet fight like hell, but it's very sharp, and I've actually crushed the barb down a little on it, not totally. I want a sort of small barb because I lose too many fish. I've been vexed of recently just about the amount of big fish that I've been losing, and I'm using barbless hooks and the hooks are just coming out. Now I don't want to hook fish and then lose them, but equally I don't want to damage them any more than I have to, because I'm going to return them. So I've gone for sort of crushed barbs, or I will do when I get to it there, or micro barbs. I was looking back, I changed all sorts of things, trying to work out why I was losing them, and I come to the conclusion in the end that when I was a kid and I used to fish here for years in this river, I didn't lose any. Very rare to lose them, and I was using barbed hooks. So tried everything else like swivels helped. Lots of things I can think of, I can't think of at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to go for it. Been talking to lots of other experienced mullet anglers, and a lot of them use micro barbed or barbed hooks anyway, so give it a go. I'm not really plumbing the depth at the minute because I can see the bottom out there, so I'm going quite shallow. I'm going to cast a little way out. My presentation is not going to be great for the moment, but I'm not seeing any fish at the minute. Yeah, the waggler is actually on a waggler adapter there, so I can change the size of the waggler if I want. I may end up going for a bodied waggler, something like that, or I may end up fishing down that way so I can control the line and have the line going out to the float with, I don't know, something like an Avon float, something like that. Tide's very quick at the minute it's making. I've been assured there are fish down further, but I haven't seen any here yet, so but we'll stop. So hook bait for the day is bread flake. Punch it, do what you like with it. I'll show you how I put it on. I'm not going for big baits, there's no need, real need. I've got swans coming, which might be a problem. So how do I put on my bread flake? So that's size of the end of my thumb. They know what's going on here, so they're on my case already. But as long as I don't feed them, they'll just carry on. I can be an absolute nightmare in mine. These are youngsters as well. You can see some of them have got grey bills on them. Might be a couple of adults there, but they could all be a year old or so. So putting my bait on, what I do is get it about 2/3 of the way down, and I'll push it through until I can feel it on my fingertip, and I just fold it over and squeeze it around the hook eye like that to secure it. And that's quite buoyant. My shot I have here, which is several inches from the hook, which I might move up or down to increase sensitivity, is a number 4, I think. I might have to go to a BB if I use a bigger bait. We'll see what happens. I want the bait down there. I like to fish it just off the bottom, or just touching and lifting off the bottom every so often. That seems to work for me. You can fish for them right up in the water if you see them on the surface with short hook links and no weight. You can do that, surface controllers. But how I usually fish for them is just above the bottom. Probably going to hit most of my bites in and around there where it's clearer. So that's the plan. I'm going to flick out there and then let it trot down through. So this shot here is what you call your tail or your indicator shot. The closer you move it to the hook, the quicker a biting fish will influence that way, either lifting it or pulling it, and the quicker you'll see it on your rod, your float tip. This seems a very heavy float, I'll grant you, but most of that weighting is up around the float, and that's for aid with casting, etc. I may move some weight down to put near my bulk shot, which I've got just above the eye of the swivel. You could use an Olivet if you're using Avon floats or stick floats, but because the wind's so variable, I'm going to stick with the shot for the moment. And because I'm using a Waggler, I'm going to stick with a Waggler. That's what I meant to say. Right, let's see, here we go. We're tangled up around the top by the looks of it. So I put some ground bait in there, and a lot of it would have gone down that way by now. But the smell will be in there. And what I'll keep doing is chucking some up here and hoping it will land in and around there. But we still haven't seen any fish, so let's see. I'm going to keep I'm very high up, so I'm going to keep that rod tip right down, and I'm probably going to hook bottom there. Let's see. Your bread, as it becomes wetter, will sink quicker. But what you've got to think is you want it to sink by the time it's in the danger zone, wherever that is. So if it's taking too long, it's going to go over their heads and they won't touch it. And mullet are very fussy and particular about exactly where they want the bait. Right, so I've just made up some ground bait, which is just ordinary bread, whatever bread you want to use. Cheapest stuff you can find, the expensive stuff's just not worth it. And I've added water to the bread, just stuck it in my landing net, soaked it, and then I mixed in a good squirt of this smoked salmon oil by Dynamite. Fantastic. You'll see my videos from the last few years. I've been using this stuff and other things, but this is the one I tend to like, and it lasts a while. It's very strong, so you don't need too much. And I mix that in, and I'm just going to throw it out here down where I'm fishing. Unfortunately, I forgot my spoon, so I'm going to have very smelly hands today. Come on, fish. What's that? Yep, got one. Yep, we got one. Nice one, by the look of it. Yeah, got one on the end, just first bite I've had. He'll go in a minute. Won't be happy. A bit placid at the moment. Yeah, they're not very nice to eat. Oh, he's going for rocks and stuff. He's very docile. Yeah. Got one, didn't I? Oh, I know he's going to go mental once he sees the net. You see him down there? He's a bit twisted, actually. What with the devil? Oh, first bite, hit it. Let's get the net down. See what we can do. See whether he'll fall for it. Yep, we got one in the net. Blimey, that was the worst fight I've had from a mullet. Put the rod down a minute. So the film is not great right at this point. He's not a bad sized fish. Christ, he's quite a decent one. I see him in the net here. There he's about £3. Something like that. Alright, we put a little bit more ground bait in, didn't we? And we got a fish. Oh. Tip this down the waters a bit. unhook this beautiful creature. Oh, now he's not happy. He's trying to get, he's hooked right. And that as well now. There. Didn't come out well, that, as it hooked in the net. God, he's strong now, he's decided to wake up. Right. Oh, he's not having any of it. Right. Instead of a trophy shot, as he's not having any of it, we'll leave him in the net like that, and you can have a good look at him in the net. You can see beautiful lines on them. Little golden bit there, but it's not a golden grey, I don't think so anyway. If we turn him over, if he'll let us, which he's not going to do, so we're going to put him back. We got one. We would have struggled to net that without this net. So once again, this net, it is about £3, that fish. It's a solid thing. Well, not a bad start, first fish of the season. Let him get his breath back, or her. Could catch some more. I'm going to stink of fish now. You can throw it there when it wants. Yeah, he's got his head out. There it goes. Look at that. Nice £3 mullet. Hopefully that's filming. So, success, we've had one. Nice one, about £3. And on those tactics I showed you, the truncheon waggler, most of the bulk up around the top there, I have been adding. Just get the bait down a bit quicker. And that dropper shot there, that indicator shot, just about 3-4 inches away from the hook. Just letting it go through just above the bottom. I'm adjusting my depth all the time, and it felt like a wet bag, didn't it? A wet sack. It didn't do anything really until it got on the bank, and then didn't want to know. So we can do the trophy shot. But yeah, got the waggler because the wind keeps picking up, and it just helps me sink the line a bit and control the line better. Yeah, the added weight of it is a 4 SSG, I think. Helps me cast it out there easier with a short arc because there's people behind me, so I don't need much to load the rod to get it out there. And we're just going to keep adding a bit of ground bait, inching the depth up a bit as the tide comes in, and hopefully catch some more. Right, we're back at home now. I forgot to film the outro on the bank, but let's have a look at a little summary of the session. So yeah, caught a fish, pleased with that. Didn't fight very hard, so not so chuffed with that, but it's a fish under my belt and it's the first of the season, and I saw others there. I made a mistake. I didn't plumb up as well as I could have done. I didn't use a heavy plummet. I used another SSG shot, and I don't think that was, although it was pulling the float under, I don't think it was pulling it down to the bottom. I think it sort of suspended it. So my depth was out a bit. So there's something to learn. Use a heavy plummet, especially in rivers. I should have known. It's a schoolboy error, but first session of the year, you know, sometimes it takes a while to get your brain into it. So I won't do that again. And I think we would have had more bites. You know, we fished for 4 hours I think I had 2 bites. Which isn't a great return in one fish. Normally you catch several fish in a session. Had some really good sessions there last year. I want to go further upriver and contact some bigger fish. Now I'm using these micro barbed hooks, these Drennan wide gape specialist micro barbed hooks. As I say in the video, you know, it's alright hooking these fish with barbless hooks, but mullet flip and flop and twist and turn so much. They're, you know, sort of somewhere near a trout, I suppose. But they do it under the water, and you know, it's easy to lose them, and I'm fed up with losing big fish. I've been talking to other
experienced mullet anglers, and a lot of them are using these micro barb hooks. So yeah, there's something I'm impressed with. So I'm really impressed with the Preston's Iron Link or whatever it was. The hook trace I was using, you see in the video which one it was, and very fine diameter for the breaking strain, and very supple. So two things I'm really looking for. Seemed to be quite abrasion resistant. I actually changed hooks because I lost the first hook in the video to a snag, and it broke at the knot, the hook knot, which is where it's supposed to break. So I was impressed with that. It didn't break at the figure of 8 loop knot I'd made at the other end of the hook link, which I attached onto the swivel. So I'm impressed with those swivels as well. I like that. I like the added element of a swivel in there to help sort of counteract that twisting and turning of the fish somewhat, and that combined with the micro barb, I'm hoping it's going to land me more fish this year. I'd love a straight point hook instead of a slightly big point hook, so maybe I'll go to crushing barbs and see if that has a similar sort of effect. But yeah, it was good to get back out on the bank, really you know, blow away the cobwebs. You know, line management, that's a really important part. So that, because of the wind, the reason why I picked the Waggler, in fact I could have used a sinking line as well maybe, depending on the flow. I wanted to get, you know, that Waggler was something like that long. I wanted to get the line under the water a bit so that the wind wasn't causing so much of a bow in the line. Even with that, I still had to mend the bow in my line by lifting my rod tip over and laying it down the other side. And then winding the slack in to keep a tight line, because mullet bites are very fast. You need to hit them quickly and hard, and you'll see that in the video. You'll see me do that, and mending that line, you get quicker contact with the float, because they can be down and up again like that. So if you're not right on it, and I still seem to have some reflexes even though I'm in my mid-50s now. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's enough babbling for me. Please like and subscribe, and I appreciate your support as always. Share. I never ask you to share my videos. Share them, and pass a comment. All these things help the algorithm to spot the videos and push the videos, and then that allows me to go fishing more, buy more gear, more current gear to review for you. I will review my mullet fishing gear I have at the moment at some point shortly, and show you what I do use. Yeah, cheers. The Constant Angler.